Hey everybody, welcome back to In My Head channel, where if it's in my head, it's going to end up in a video. I am your host, Brant, and today we're going to be talking about the Mego dolls, the KISS Mego dolls from 1978. And during this video, I'm going to tell you how you can win this very Gene Simmons doll out of my personal collection. This is the very Gene Simmons doll that I have a video of that I replaced his knee pins. I replaced the knee pins in either one or both of the legs. And in this video, we're going to be looking at all the Mego dolls. I've got all my Mego dolls here on the wall. I'm going to lay them here on the table, and I'm going to show them, show you them in detail, and talk about the Mego dolls and give away Gene here or tell you how. I'm not going to give it away in this video. I'm going to tell you how you can win this Gene doll since I hit 4,000 subscribers recently. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, because I'm going to give away something else out of my collection. Every 1,000 that I hit, I'm going to give away something out of my collection. And I'm planning on making it hurt, like being a little substantial, because go look up the price of a Gene doll or any that it's going to be in the quality condition that you're going to see this one in, that we're going to be looking at a little closer. Go look up the price of a Gene doll. You're lucky if you find one for less than $50. Most of them are $80 and higher, even higher if they're in a box. He does not have a box, so you'll be getting him without a box. I am going to be showing another Gene doll in a little bit. The one you will not be getting, he is in a box if you win the contest. But yeah, thank you to the subscribers, the viewers, anybody who likes, clicks, subscribes, comments. That all helps the channel and helps to put the videos out there and get more views and get more subscribers, which helps me out. So thank you to that. Thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Their link is their names are scrolling right there. And this is kind of an off the cuff video. Don't really have a lot of script for it, so excuse me if I get tongue tied a little bit. But thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Thank you to the people that are supporting the TeePublic and purchasing from there, purchasing a hat, a video, or whatever. I'm just going to get right into this video. The OCD corner is this. It is. I've been looking at my KISS dolls and just checking them out, getting ready to talk about them and doing a little bit of research. I looked up some things on the Mego dolls before, but I wanted to kind of give some backstory while I'm looking at the while I'm letting you look at the dolls. So, or action figures, if you want to call them that. But yeah, I call them dolls, the Mego dolls. I don't call them Mego action figures. So anyway, we're going to get right into it. This is the OCD corner. I've been obsessing about the KISS dolls and facts about the KISS dolls, the Mego dolls, things that you may not know, things you may know. So listen along. You might hear some fact that you don't know. But anyway, let's get right into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Boise, Idaho. Don't touch anything!
All right, so first off, we're going to start here with my Gene doll. Let me get my Coke, or Pepsi Zero lid out of the way. We're going to start here with Gene doll. With the Gene doll, this is the doll you will actually be the person that wins the contest will actually win. He stands up, his legs bend, both of his legs bend, so he is posable. He has his boots, both of his boots, and they're in very good shape. The leggings, the boots are only like ankle boots. If you've never seen a KISS doll before, the boots on all of them are all the same mold. They're just painted differently. And then they have like this vinyl silver vinyl fabric that's cut into what their leggings would have been. So you see jeans comes up, and it'd been real cool if they'd have put some little printed detail on here, but they didn't. He has the slits in the sides. That is actually how that is supposed to be. Codpiece, the chains, and his arm pieces, hands, arms. And the interesting thing about Gene, if you look at Gene real close, I'll let you see his face real close, up close and personal. Try to get him in here the best that I can. His face is in very good shape. There's sometimes they'd have a little bit of rubbing off on their nose where they spent too much time in the packaging and their packaging rubbed up against the plastic, or their nose rubbed up against the plastic packaging. He does have like it's not a rubber band, or is it a rubber band? I don't think it is. It may be, but I'm not going to take it out. That'll be what it actually comes in to hold his hair up. You can put something different if you want to. Once you get it, if you win it. On the back side, he has bat wings. And then you see here on the back, if we pull these down a little bit, you see it says there on the back. Try to zoom in and get a good picture of that. But it says Mego Corp 1977. Made in Hong Kong. Now, some of the interesting things about the Mego dolls is the original Mego dolls that are in the advertising have real skinny bodies. They don't have the muscular bodies. They had like the what do you call it? The Sonny and Cher bodies, the skinny bodies. And these are, I don't remember what bodies these are. They're somebody could probably correct me down in the comments, but the bodies off of these are the later bodies that they made. These are called the muscle bodies. But the early bodies for the prototypes were, I'm looking it up here, they were the skinny male bodies used for Sonny Bono. The Captain and other male figures are generally considered rarer than later issues on the more Mego style 12.5-inch bodies. The Mego commercial has all 4 skinny bodies, while the Mego catalog has only Ace on a skinny body. He's also missing his arm cuffs. I'm looking this up on megomuseum.com/KISS if you want to credit to that, if you want to look it up. Mego paid out the butt for licensing for these, and there was a lot of corners that were cut. And like I said, they didn't create special bodies for them. They reused bodies from like I said, Sonny, Bono, and some other things. And then these were like male action figures, like G.I. Joe, male action figure bodies afterwards. And they originally, KISS had sign-off rights on likeness. And when they did the prototypes, the first one, Mego was going to try to use the same heads for all 4 figures, and not have any difference. But Gene nixed that idea, and so Gene said that he wanted one with the tongue sticking out. So they cut a mold for Gene's head, and they cut a mold for another KISS member's head, but 2 KISS members' heads, and we'll talk about that when I show them. They actually got recycled heads. So keep it up to speed here. Originally skinny bodies, those are the rarer ones, and then they went to muscular bodies. And Gene has the tongue sticking out, and his makeup is excellent. You can see that it's just good all the way around. Really good. Gene is in excellent shape. He is going to be an amazing addition to somebody's collection. I'm sad to see him go, but I'm a man of my word. If I said I was going to give my extra Gene doll away, I'm going to give him away. So, but this is out of my personal collection. I've owned Gene for about 2 years. So we're going to go ahead and go on to the next one. Now, this is my Peter doll, and he has a box. I want to talk about the box at first. Another thing about cutting corners. Whenever Mego cut this deal with KISS with a coin, they probably bled after they cut this deal, to the point that they cut corners. Like, for example, all 4 boxes are identical. And I think it would have been cool for like parts of the box to be identical, but then different other parts of the box would have been unique to that character or that member of the band. So if you look up here, if we look at it, and this is my Peter box, I got it signed by Peter Criss. It's actually autographed. All of the boxes look the same, except here in the corner there is a label. And the label, the catalog is 88000/ and then it's a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now, I wasn't aware of that whenever I took this down to get Peter to sign this. I wasn't aware of that at the time. And so this is actually a Paul Stanley box. A -1 or a /1 is a Paul Stanley box. So, so my Peter, my Peter is in a Paul Stanley box. But here's the box. So here's what the front looks like. It's hard to find hardly any that aren't folded or creased like that. So, and the side looks like this. It has Peter at the top, then Gene, then KISS. That multicolor yellow to red to kind of purple logo, then Paul, and then Ace. And then on the back side, here's another place where Mego cut corners and bled. Instead of getting some type of physical instrument to go along with the band, like Peter, a modern day doll or action figure might have, Peter would maybe have drumsticks or have a little plastic drum set or at least a plastic drum. Gene, Paul, or Ace would have had at least a guitar. But on these, they're cutouts. So that's why the boxes are, even rarer sometimes, or just as rare as the dolls, because you cut out at least one of your boxes. If you got all 4 of them, you're going to destroy at least one box in order to get everybody their instruments. And so you have the snare and the drum. Let me just go ahead and tell you, it's ridiculous. It was ridiculous to put this drum together. I don't know how they expected somebody to do it. I remember doing it as a kid, and I remember doing it as a kid. And so you have the part here. This is the drum part, the stand that you stand up. You fold it, then you cut this piece out. It goes in there. And then you take the drum shell, you cut it out, make it into a circle, and then put this drum on the top, just like that right there. It's crap. And then the guitars, if you get a 7 or 8 year old kid with the hand dexterity to be able to cut those out, you're lucky. But at least it is on a thicker, at least the guitars and stuff's on a thicker type of material. The top just says KISS, and you see there is a price tag here for $10.99 to Z-A-Y-R-E. Is that Z-A-Y-R-E? Yeah, Z-A-Y-R-E. Now I don't know where that store is or where it was. Maybe somebody can tell me. Pretty sure these dolls didn't come from around here because I don't recognize the name of that store, and I didn't get on the internet and look it up. This box is not in the greatest shape down here at the bottom. It's kind of all jacked up, and then the bottom don't hardly even stay in. I have to be real careful when handling this, and I'm not going to put modern tape on it and tape it shut. You see there's tape on the top, and there was tape on the bottom. So that's the box. I probably won't show the box in detail with others, just long enough to show the box that they come in. But this is a Paul box. A -1 is Paul. So I'm going to set this to the side. And here is the Peter doll. Now the interesting thing about the Peter doll is this is Lex Luthor's head. So they recycled Lex Luthor head to make the Peter doll. And he's in good shape. He's got a little rubbing on his nose, but the makeup is just great detail. Let's see there. Let me get it a little closer there for you. Makeup is just great detail. And that even kind of favors Peter in a way. So they did a good job picking Lex Luthor as a person, as a head for this one. I used to, I still do, love the Peter doll. His costume is just so awesome. So we'll look at him from feet first. Of course, he's got the same boots. It's just molded in, it's got the same boots as Gene. It's just molded in a different color, painted a different way. His leggings are like Paul's. They're like pleather. And they have this little stitching going up the front. So they spent more money on Peter's leggings, and I don't know if Paul has the same leggings or not. He may, if he did, that's smart. If they recycle anything from one to the other, then that's saving them money. It's like a spandex legging. It's got the little zip, what should be zippers here, and then his belt, and then coming up. The more stitching coming up the front, and then the bandoliers, and then his arm armbands. And his armbands, they don't have the heart, the cross on them or nothing. They're just regular armbands. He's in good shape. His legs bend, nothing broke. The backside just is plain. They didn't bring the bandoliers around or anything like that. And this thing's the same thing. Mego Corp 1977. And you see where they rooted the hair like that, where they put the hair in. But yeah, Peter is in really good shape. He's an excellent specimen of a Peter doll. And so that's Peter. Next up is my first Paul Stanley doll. I actually have two Paul dolls, both in boxes. Now this is a 8800. That's all the same on all of them. This is a -2, so this is Ace Frehley box. Now I actually have an Ace Frehley doll that's in the box, but he's not in an Ace box. And the reason why I didn't put him in this box, even though it's his box, is this damage here to the packaging. Ace's face is the paper where like something sticky has gotten stuck to it, and it's just pulled the printed part right off. So I didn't want to put Ace's doll in this, even though it's the proper box for him. It's decisions you make as a KISS fan. Wow, look, it is 50-year-old tape from the Peter box. Put that back with the Peter box. Yeah, so it's decisions you make as a collector. So this is Ace box, and you know it's actually in a little bit better shape than the Peter box. So we'll get Paul out here. So Paul's it's not recycled. It's not recycled leggings, because Paul's legs, his knees are both good, but one of his legs, the pin is a little loose. But I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to because then you run the risk of breaking other things. So they spend a little money on Paul too, because his boots, he's got the same boots as everybody. It's just they're painted different. It's got the stripes, like these are the Love Gun costumes, the Love Gun Live 2 costumes. He's got chains. These are the same type of material that Gene's chains is made out of. He's got stars on his leggings and the little detail of the garter belt, and his armbands actually have stars and fringe. So they added fringe to it. And Peter's kind of makes me think, well, they probably could have put the cross, but I don't know. Maybe in some countries the cross is offensive. I don't know. But if they put stars on Paul's arms, they could have put a cross on. Peter's. Now, the interesting thing about Paul when it comes to the head is this head actually is another recycled body part from another doll. This is actually the head for the captain of the Captain and Tennille figures. And they just took some leftover captain, or they already, it wasn't that the heads were left over, it's just they already had the mold. It's the molds that are expensive to make. So they took a leftover, and if you feel Paul's head, you can, and his hair is like really bushy. But if you look, you actually can see under here, you'll see, it's hard to see, but you see, and you can definitely feel it. But you'll see the captain, he didn't have like thread hair like these guys do. He had like molded hair that was painted. And so if you look here, you can see that there is, that's just not coming through. But just trust me. And Paul's hair is like very fro-ish. It's very bushy. And in the front, it kind of holds Paul's. And if you put his bangs down, he can, if you mess around with the hair and style a little bit, you can make it actually look like Paul. But I give them great props for making Paul's hair look like Paul's hair. I mean, that looks like Paul's hair, and Gene's hair looks like Gene's hair. Peter's hair looks like Peter's hair. So he's in good shape. He's got the belt. I don't know if I mentioned that, but the belt to go around his waist. His material here is yellowing a little bit. I can't remember if it's yellowed on the other one, but they all have those superhero bodies. They all have the same bodies identically. The chains go all the way around. The garter belt goes all the way around. The belt goes all the way around. So, and he just has this big fro of hair, and you can feel that molded hair under under his hair. So this is Paul. His makeup's in great shape. Nothing's wore off. That was the thing that was important to me, was that nothing was really wore off of their faces. So that is my first Paul doll. Rounding out the band is Ace. Before I get to my duplicates, is Ace. Ace is in a box that this is a number 3, so this is a Gene box. And Gene looks good on this one. I may be able to move Ace to another box. I need to look and see how. No, I don't like the way the Gene box looks. I think I put Ace in this because I felt like this was one of the better boxes, even though he's not in the right box. But number 3 is a Gene box. So this, a Gene Simmons doll, would originally been in here. Also, there on this one, there's a little bit of damage on Paul. The rest of the box looks good. The bottom's kind of jacked up a little bit, but not really too terrible. This came from the same place, the Zayre, Zayre, $10.99. I don't know if I don't notice if the Paul was the same way. It didn't have. Yeah, he came from Zaire too. So all these dolls, all these boxes, they probably I bought them all out of one collection. So so let's get Ace out. Now Ace is the other doll that got a mold for his head, because you're going to have something for Ace, I believe, honestly, because Ace, he wouldn't have looked right on a, he's got a longer face. He wouldn't have looked right on a Lex Luthor doll or on any other type of doll that Mego probably could have put him on. Ace's boots, same mold, just different paint. And he's got the same material for his leggings that Gene does. It's just cut different. Ace's his jumpsuit has this silver thread all through it, and I think that's real awesome. He's got his space suit, the part that goes around his waist, and then this part here. It's like a lace material with the same type of material sewn on the edges that makes up Paul's garter and some of Peter's stuff. These armbands are just like the Gene armbands. Ace's makeup. He has a little bit of rubbing on his nose, if you will look. You can kind of see there he has a little black spot on his nose. And that's just where the paint, or it's flesh colored actually, that's just where the paint has rubbed, where he rubbed up against the front of the packaging. I remember it's so cool to see, because you can see on here the way they actually, at least Mego's interpretation of how they drew their makeup out. He's got the lips and the big forehead, not meaning that in a bad way. The hair that looks like Ace's hair, maybe a little much, maybe just a little much. And then on the back side, the pieces come around. And then he's just got nothing on his backside, really. Ace is his knees are a little, they're solid. They're not broke, but they're not clicky. So you're not going to get some weird. You're not going to get a whole bunch of weird poses out of him. Where you're going to have to need those legs to be real stable. So. Because, yeah, see, that one's just kind of real floppy. But anyway, that's Ace. So up next is my duplicate Gene doll, the twin. And he's in a Gene box. He's in a -3 or a /3. Box is not in the greatest shape. It's tore up on the top. There is no top covered, no top lid to it. It's got a bunch of wrinkles down through it. You can buy the boxes by themselves, but the boxes by themselves sometimes, you got to stay away from the repros, because there are repros out there of the boxes. They can be $30-$40. So I'm fine with this. But yeah, my Gene doll, the duplicate, he's in really good shape. He has just everything that the Gene doll had before. And, I've kind of already went over the Gene doll. I just wanted to show this one. It doesn't have the thing in the hair. It looks like you could see where like an old rubber band used to be in it. Who knows how old that rubber band is? I mean, really, that rubber is so dry rotted. But all you got to do is just grab some hair up here on the front, on the top, and just put another little rubber band in it, and you're good for another 50 years. Or 48 years, I'm sorry. But, yeah, so he's Gene. He's got the boots. His legs are good. His leggings are in better shape. I think that's why I chose this one to be the one that stayed in the box and the other one coming out of the box. he's a better shape Gene as far as the leggings goes. The rest of the costume, though, is in the same, just about the same type of condition. The armbands are in the same type of condition. So that is my second Gene. So here's my second Paul. The reason why I have two Genes and two Pauls was there was a point in time that I went out and I was like, okay, I'm going to recollect Mego dolls. And I found a Gene doll for about $100 something, and I found a Paul doll for about $100 something. And I bought them. There were two separate auctions, and I bought them. And then I ended up finding somebody on Facebook Marketplace that had a lot of KISS dolls, and they had other stuff, like stuff from KISS Coffee House, some tour programs and stuff. And they wanted $400 for all of it. And I knew that the dolls themselves were worth close to that. So a couple of the dolls had boxes, a couple of them didn't. And there were all four of them, though. And it was two Gene dolls. So that's how I ended up with two Genes and two Pauls. This box is in not really good shape at all either. This one doesn't have a top at all. It's actually missing the part going here. Really bad creasing, really bad wrinkling, box crushing, tearing. The bottom's in pretty decent shape, though, however. And so Paul is in here, and I can't remember if he is in better shape than the other Paul or if he's about the same. I think he's about the same. So boots are in good shape. Leggings are in good shape. He doesn't have, he does have a garter. It's just kind of low. I was going to say he don't have a garter. He does. He has a garter. Trying to get him on the screen here. Armbands are in good shape. This actually has less yellowing. This actually looks more of the silver that it's supposed to look like. His makeup is, he's got a little spot on his nose, and his eyes look like he's been smoking marijuana. His eyes are red. I don't think the other Paul doll is like that. At least I don't notice it. But he's got the fro just like the other Paul doll, the really thick hair. And then on the back side, just, just like the other Paul doll. So this is how the giveaway is going to work. If you want to win this Gene doll, what I need you to do is down in the comments, I need you to comment specifically, I want to win the Gene doll. And I would, you can say just like that, I want to win the Gene doll. You can put that in your comment. If you put that in your comment, you're welcome to comment anything else. Like if you've had KISS dolls in the past, or if you have a comment you want to add, or anything you want to add, a childhood story, a memory of playing with KISS dolls when you were a kid. If you want to add that, then feel free to do that. But put at the beginning of your comment, I want to win the KISS doll. That way I'll know that you've watched this video to this point, where you say, I want to win, not I want to win. So, but put at the beginning of your comment, I want to win the Gene doll. That way I'll know that you've watched to this point, that you want to win the Gene doll. And if you win, I'll get in contact with you, and I'm going to give away the Gene doll in an upcoming video. It's going to be inside of another video because I'm just that kind of person. But I will let you know if you win the video. If you win it, I'll let you know that you win it. I'll come back and comment on your comment or something. And then I'll give that person, whoever wins Gene, I'll give them he or she time to contact me and say, this is my address, so you can ship it to me. I'll wrap him up really good and put him in a box and send him to you. So yeah, so that's what you need to do. I want to win the Gene doll. And put any other comment you want to put. Anyway, hope you enjoyed me sitting down and looking at the Mego dolls and going over the Mego dolls and talking about a little bit of history. If there's something about the Mego dolls, I don't claim to know everything. And I've even been wrong about some things. But if you know something, or you know a little factoid, or something you just want to talk about, like when you had a Mego doll when you were a kid, or if you've ever had them, or if you hadn't had them, let me know. Put it down in the comments. And I'll read those comments whenever I go to give the doll away. And good luck to each one of you. Good luck. And here is to Gene coming to your house. Hopefully. It'll cost you a lot less than if the real Gene came there. But anyway, yeah, so thank you again for 4,000 subscribers. I thank you. I'm not going to say Gene thanks you, but it's going to be cool. It's going to be weird not having Gene here looking over my shoulder. It's going to be weird. I don't want to take one of these other, well, I've got them down. They're here on the floor beside me because I was looking at them at the video. It's going to be weird not having something behind me here. But right now I've got my KISS belt buckle there. Can you see that? You probably can't see it too well. This is the only original thing left out of my collection is my KISS Love Gun belt buckle. It's the only original thing left out of my collection. Little 8-year-old Brant wore this to Lingerfeld Elementary, and I wore it with pride. It is right in front of my KISS jacket. You can't see it really good because of the light. There's a KISS jacket there. And there's another KISS jacket, the black one there. And there's my Don Russ cards. I know I always get asked by viewers to dive into my KISS collection a little more. And I try to do that in the OCD corner of the videos. So maybe I will do OCD, and will also be kind of like, I don't like to say collector's corner because that's a Xander thing from KISS Army Things. You should be watching KISS Army Things. And I think Rick calls his hot face, and it's all for you, Demon. So Gene stands pretty good on his own. He's standing. He stands good. See, he's standing. He's standing up. So they do stand and they are opposable. All right. So anyway, I want to win the Gene doll. I want to win the Gene doll. That's what you comment. And other comments as well. And we will see you in the next one. And hopefully Gene will come to your house. Thanks for watching.